So here we are on the front page of the Principles of Economics Views site. The first video there is just an introductory video. It's telling about the content of the unit in very general terms. The most important thing you need to grab hold of here is the learning guide, and it's to be found there. It's on that front page. You just click on it and you can download it. So there it is. So you should read through that carefully, for it has pretty much all the information you need in it. If you have any queries, please send me an email, which you can find in the learning guide, and I'll answer that question for you. Alright, so the video content you need for this unit is to be found in the learning modules. So we can see the learning modules there. It's saying the weeks in which this material will be covered. We've got 10 weeks to work with. So week 1, there are 2 sub-modules there. So if you click on this, scroll down, it tells you the chapter of the textbook that you should be using. The textbook is by Sloman and Norris. I'll come back to the textbook in a second. And then there are the videos to watch, and you can see there's 6 videos which you'll have to go through. Alright. Okay, and make sure you take notes as you're watching those. You'll note here there's multiple choice questions. These are the answers to the multiple choice questions at the end of chapter 1 of the textbook. Okay. And the same story for the next sub-module, which is also week 1, demand and supply. Next week will be module 2 in week 2 on elasticities. Okay, so it's key that you do that. The textbook, where do you find that? Go to Readings and Resources, and it redirects you to the library, and it provides you with the textbook there, and you can see you'll be able to view it online. Okay, after you put in your username and password, you'll be able to see it online. You can also borrow it from the library. You can also order a copy, if you like, from the publisher, which is Pearson's Australia. So you can go to the Pearson Australia website and you'll be able to purchase a copy for yourself if you like. The assessment tasks are here in the assessment zone. So there's the quizzes. Remember, there's 4 quizzes. If we open this up. Now, the first quiz is not available yet because we haven't come up to the date. Go and look in the learning guide. You'll see the dates when the quizzes are open. So the first quiz is not open yet. However, what you can do is do a practice quiz, which will have similar questions to the real quiz, and so on and so forth. So you can do, and then there's the second quiz. Again, the second quiz is not available yet. That link will become available. It will appear when in the specified date period listed in the learning guide. Then we've got the debatable questions. Now, there's debatable questions every week. There's a little video there explaining how you submit debatable questions, but it's pretty straightforward. The first one is available already. So the first question there is, some scholars claim that economics is not a science. Why would they make this claim? Okay. You'll have to think about that for a bit. And you give just a brief answer. You don't have to write a whole essay. Remember, it's only worth 1% of your total mark for the unit. But answer it in a way that you think is sensible. You don't need to write an elaborate essay. Just a short paragraph, a few lines is perfectly fine, as long as what you're giving is a sensible answer to that question. The remainder of these questions, question 2, 3, 4 and so on, they will appear in subsequent weeks. So it's your job to remind yourself each week you've got to go and answer one of these questions, in addition to the multiple choice quizzes. The final exam, there's some practice exams there for you to look at. These practice exams do not have answers attached to them. These are just to give you a guide to the kinds of questions that you could be asked, or the level of difficulty that the final exam will be set at. But the final exam that you will be doing will obviously not include any of the questions here, but they will be the same level of difficulty. And then there's the short answer assignment, which is worth 20% of your final mark. That link there gives you the short answer assignment. So if you click on the link, it will download the assignment, and then you can start answering it. When you've finished answering it and you've proofread it and you think you've got decent answers, then you submit it online. It's due on the 25th of January, midnight at the latest, so submit before that date. So if we open the document, you can see here the cover sheet. You need to fill in the cover sheet, and you need to put your answers to these questions in here. So put them in there. Obviously, that's not a very good answer. You should put more effort into it than that. Okay, that's pretty much that. The last thing is what you need to do is for Zoom sessions. You can see the link here for online Zoom meetings, Zoom. If we click on that link, you'll see this Zoom session timetable survey. Now, what I want you to do is to go and click on that survey and answer and make decisions. So on which day and time would you prefer to have a class Zoom session? Choose from most preferred to least preferred. So if you click on that, begin that quiz. This isn't marked, obviously. This is just to gather information. So which one would you, so for Thursdays at 2 p.m, is that your first, second, third or fourth preference? Thursdays at 6 p.m, Fridays at 2 p.m, or Fridays at 5 p.m. List your first, second, third and fourth preference for each one of these. Okay? And I will then use that information to decide what day and time each week we will have a Zoom session. It's an optional Zoom session, as I said previously. It's not compulsory to attend. It's if you need a bit of help or to see some worked out examples of things, then you can come along for that. It should be no more than we'll go for maybe an hour, maybe a bit longer. We'll see how it goes. All right, that's pretty much that. If you have any questions, please send me an email and I will answer pretty quickly. I will normally answer emails within about 24 hours, if not a bit earlier. Okay, good luck.